Well, new this morning, changes to the North Carolina Constitution to save you money on your property taxes. It's what some lawmakers in Raleigh are looking into. House Republicans are proposing a constitutional amendment to limit how much local governments can go up on property taxes. Cities and counties control how much the rates go up, and we've seen some significant increases recently in southeastern North Carolina. Surf City just rose property taxes for the first time in over a decade by 30%, and Boiling Spring Lakes is looking at a 42% increase. State lawmakers have been looking at solutions to the steep hikes. One is letting the state set limits on how much the rates can go up. Critics say that would be overstepping and hurting a key source of funding for things like schools, police, and parks. Advocates say high property taxes are hurting people already on tight income. Ultimately, voters would have the final say on any amendment to the Constitution. Republican leaders could push the proposal through to voters this spring. There's no timeline yet on when you could possibly see that amendment on a ballot.